right. Well, we'd like to welcome you guys back to another episode of VoiceIt Live podcast.
Voice it ain't
You
loud.
should let Dave do that.
We are live. We are
welcome
still
you.
recording live. I'm your girl, Bode. I love Bodacious on Instagram, as you all know. Insurance Bay, Model Bay, all the bays. And Miss Sister Soldier in my spare time. Dave.
It's your boy Chef Dave, the hottest chef in the world, the neighborhood chef dealer. Chef Dave, me please. Come on now. Yeah.
What you
No, we love it. We love it. You know, it's Asia, Miss T Sipper in the building. Period. It's your girl, Doe Blondie, KGZ.
Miss
Hey, y'all, Miss
Spicy. And she tried to get us with that spicy intro question. It wasn't giving
And they
spice.
were boring.
It wasn't
it us?
giving spice.
It wasn't us. It was the parents. Don't have kids, still.
Look, don't have kids. Okay, no, I'm just playing. All right, we're going to start it off a little differently this week, right?
Yes.
Miss T Sipper, I would like to know the tea for this week because last week when we left off, I feel like we didn't get all of it, and I want all of my tea. So go ahead, girl.
Absolutely. So, welcome to the tea spilling situation. So, we're going to get into something really quick. We left off with talking about Diddy. Now we're just going to go ahead and start with him in real quickly. With him and his trial not starting till May 2025, so he gets behind bars all the way till then. Sayonara Diddy. You'll be all right. Sayonara Diddy is crazy. You will be okay. You need some time to think.
Do you think that's fair?
Absolutely. Even if
I think it's something strange
Going on.
about that because it starts May 5th, I think, and the Met Gala starts that same day. I don't know. It's just how they do stuff is just
Ritualistic.
Nah, it's just weird to me. Like that's just me though. The way things be going that's just a little weird to me.
yeah, well, they've always said that the Met Gala has something to do with some weird shit going on.
And the
So
theme
I
this
think-
year is like black. I forgot the name of it, but it's dedicated to like black designers and stuff like that.
And it's all black male co-chairs on there too, so I can understand that it's very possible that it can have something to do with it. But nonetheless, he was beating Cassie's ass. So there's one thing for sure too, for certain, you can be behind those bars for a little bit. Okay, we're okay with that. And if anybody isn't, then that's totally up to you. That has nothing to do with us. Moving on. I want to make sure that we say RIP to Lucas Coley. I know a lot of people don't know who Lucas Coley is, but if you were growing up in the Vine days and you were just maybe like, maybe around my age, maybe a little bit younger, he was just a fine boy on Vine. Like everybody loved him. Loved him. And then he started dating this girl named Amber H. I can't remember her last name, but she was Amber. Cute little thing. And they were together for 8 years. And I guess they were going through some real mental health challenges, and she decided to set herself apart from him. They were on the phone, and he allegedly killed himself on the phone with Amber. So that's a tragic experience to have to go through. Hopefully he's at some type of peace, but she claims she's trying to get there, but I can understand that that's a lot to go through, especially when you were with someone for 8 years. Like,
Anybody killing themselves,
Yeah.
offing themselves on the phone with you.
That's a traumatic experience.
absolutely a traumatic experience.
somebody
Nobody would want to deal with that.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Coley.
Lucas Coley.
Lucas Coley. I wasn't familiar, but I did see the little the headlines. And stuff.
Yeah, he was actually an artist as well, and a lot of people knew his music too. So I mean,
he was an artist.
he was a rapper. So I mean, you guys can check him out if y'all would like to. He's definitely still out there, of course.
Kiara.
Moving on to a little bit of today's tea, because I have a lot of baby mama drama that I'm going to get into, but today's tea.
It's these baby
These
daddies.
baby mamas.
It's these baby daddies.
I don't know. It's both of them.
It's these baby daddies what?
No, they always like to say the baby
Well,
mamas.
Please be
into it
mindful.
in just
Please be
This
mindful.
goes out-
Please be, please be mindful.
This goes out to all
Go ahead,
my
though.
baby mamas.
Everybody calm down. We will get into it in just a second, because I have enough to spill, okay? A lot.
Okay.
But just about today's tea, Kayla Nicole, if anybody remembers her, she used to date.
Be in love with that.
You know it's crazy, bro. I took a picture with her in my phone, and the picture never developed. Like it was gray. I'm so mad.
Wow.
It is.
It's a lie. It didn't happen.
Who's the guy?
Oh, my mama did, bro. Reek took the picture.
Oh, okay.
We was in L.A.
Until we can get the confirmation, I'll let you guys
We won't know any of the
That
details.
joint crazy.
Now she fine though.
She dated Travis
Kayla.
Kelce from the Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs, and they had a cute little relationship. Now he's with Taylor Swift, but nonetheless, she was on Angel's podcast, and
Angel.
Reese.
Okay.
And she asked her a question about some type of wild situation or whatever, and Kayla put it out there that she decided she was dating this guy, and the guy, well, they weren't like dating, but they were dating.
It gave dating.
Yeah.
They gave dating.
Like,
Yeah, like it,
when you say not dating,
like
but
they weren't
dating,
boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just messing around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of. Yeah. So anyway, they sort of kind of stopped. He started messing with this other girl, and then for Halloween she decided to dress up like
No, he got in a relationship with the other girl.
Yeah,
he publicized.
Why are we not saying the other girl's name?
we're gonna get there. We're
The other girl, did you? Well, never mind.
just relax.
Just
relax.
I just
Let me
get the tea out.
tea.
So he started dating this other girl, and then during Halloween, that's when Kayla decided to dress up like the other girl. So everybody was in the comments like, who could it be, who could it be, who could it be? And then they was like assuming that it was Iman Shumpert, whatever, however you say his name. So then next thing you know, of course, the investigators of social media found her old picture, and it was definitely a picture from Tiana Taylor where she was in that video. Fade video, doing her thing, but then that's when Kayla definitely
showed her crazy.
So people were like, oh, okay, clearly it was that, but nobody made it a big deal. But Tiana literally just posted not too long ago this long ass paragraph.
Oh, she posted a paragraph?
Yeah, it was,
a little
it was
clip.
pretty long.
No, very much long. Y'all go check it out. Y'all can go to Shade Room or the Neighborhood Talk or a couple other places.
No, can we read it?
Nah, we ain't
No,
reading
it's
it.
a lot.
long.
Like
Yeah.
I'll show y'all the snippets.
God,
Like,
We
y'all
have
see.
to paraphrase.
It's very much a lot. So based off of what
Not
she was
doing all
putting,
that
she's like,
Yeah. Sorry, Lennox.
because Kayla Nicole had started talking about something about I'm a Scorpio, da 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 da. So then she puts in there, let me get into my Sagittarius shit, da da da. And she was basically saying like, it really didn't have to involve her. People in the comments were very much saying it wasn't that big of a deal. And personally, I don't
saying
think it
that
was.
towards Tiana Taylor.
Yeah,
They
they were
to make a paragraph.
a whole thing, and it was like, you and Iman are done. You and Kayla don't have anything. She never put your name out there. She just kind of gave a scenario of
And she wasn't
something.
even really talking down from
And
the
she
clip,
wasn't
so,
talking down
yeah.
at all. She literally kind of like looked out, not even looked out, but gave fan spirit when she literally dressed up as you for Halloween. So
That wasn't being a fan though.
was it not?
I honestly, like when you said like people was like letting it go. No, people were dragging Kayla to me, like from what I seen, because it's just like, girl, you cannot be that insane to dress up as the girl that he's dating now.
Yes, it was definitely insane now because we know the background of it, but back then it wasn't.
Because she said she wasn't like famous at that time.
Yeah,
like, she ain't
she-
had no Instagram clout at the time that she did.
How?
it.
Well,
When you
I
was
was
dating
following
Travis
Kayla
Kelce?
at that time, so
No,
when
she
it
wasn't.
came
No,
back
she was
out,
dating Iman at that
First,
time, but she
okay.
said she didn't have like no Instagram clout.
Yeah, she
when
didn't have no
did
real
that.
motion.
Yeah.
So it's like
I
people
mean,
were
she was
kind
dating
of
Travis. No, she wasn't dating Travis. But I was following her around that time because I remember seeing that picture.
right, and it went viral, but nobody.
Back then, you said it was hard too, didn't you?
Yeah, for sure. Bodies tea, just
See,
like
that's what-
China.
that's what she's
didn't know
saying.
the backstory.
Right. That's just like.
But now knowing it's insane.
Yes, now knowing,
little
but it's a
crazy.
lot of like it's now knowing.
Show me you care, girl.
No.
It's a lot of situations where we now know certain things and it's insane. So I mean, like it's not like we're just gonna.
No.
Okay, all right.
If that was
Moving.
my friend, I would be like, girl, what the hell?
I mean, it is crazy. Like it's crazy, but you know,
then Dave,
it was.
you like a little
Tiana,
crazy.
I agree. I feel like, sis, you way bigger than this.
Yeah,
Yeah, respond at this point.
She didn't even have to. She really could have let it go. But nonetheless, we can't tell anybody what they want to
Both
do with
of
their
them
social
would
media.
be
So anyway, we didn't talk about this last time we were here, but just a quick little insert about the whole Cardi B situation where she was saying how she had relations with someone while she was pregnant and yada yada yada, and then that was allegedly Stephon Diggs. Now that I put that out there,
I got a question too.
what question do you have?
I'll let you say your T, then I ask my question.
Okay. Well, my tea might not have anything to do with your question, so do you want to ask it now?
Are you gonna talk any more about that?
I am
You
gonna
just ask the damn question.
Is it wild for a woman to have sex with another man while she's pregnant outside of the baby daddy? Like,
yes, I personally would say yes.
I just wanted to see.
Some women were trying their best,
What was
and
the
I mean,
question?
Is it wild for a woman to have sex with another man while she's pregnant? Yeah, I just wanted to.
Hell yeah.
but
okay,
people were
You
really
got a whole
trying to.
nigga baby in you.
Okay.
Yeah, people were really trying to make that seem like it
What?
was okay. Like they were really trying to like.
They were.
Like I was like, is everybody okay? Because clearly in the head,
I don't
people
know.
are really just trying to make things not a double standard, and certain things are a double standard. Like clearly niggas can go ahead and have sex with other bitches, even if they do have a pregnant girl at home. Like that happens. But like now we're about to sit here and say that it's okay for the pregnant girl to just go ahead and have sex with the other niggas too. Like, come on now.
That's wild.
Let's be for real. Like,
Let's
it's not
be
okay for the
absolutely
man
for
to
real.
do it either. If you in a relationship with your baby mama, right? Like,
Yeah,
that,
if you in a
fucked up.
relationship with your baby mama, yeah, that's crazy.
That's like the
But
most vulnerable
If y'all not in a
time.
relationship, then
I mean, even if you but niggas do it all the time. So I'm not about to
they do what all the time.
But let's go back and say that should not be normalized.
Yeah,
we
of
need
course,
to
Yeah,
stop
absolutely.
black. I feel like for the most
But-
part, black men are
but-
respectful.
Anyways,
we ain't about to entertain that shit tonight.
We gotta move
know-
on.
You flying solo tonight, so you don't win today.
we know what happened. It's wrong. That's the most vulnerable time period
Moving on,
in a woman's
Asia.
Yeah, we
life.
have to
And
move
moving
on.
on.
'cause that's
Also,
insane.
But hold on. But also, as a woman to have sex with another male when you have a baby in you is insane. Like I don't know what caliber of female is out there today, but that's
Bryson
just
said
crazy.
women always find a way to blame a man.
we're moving on. So speaking of Stefan Diggs, he has enough brothers, and one of his brothers actually went to go rob a man for his clothes and chrome heart stuff, and they basically called him a chrome heart lick, and he brought out the receipts. I mean, video after video after video of him getting his ass towed up by these niggas. But mind you, it's like
Yo, chill out.
That's evidence.
It's evidence. He has receipts. And it was very embarrassing. And honestly, like it kind of.
I was actually surprised that he did post all of that.
Well, I'm not surprised, especially since it happened to him. Like at the end of the day, like he's trying to get some type of lick back one way or another. So, the Diggs family got some explaining to do. On that topic as well, the same guy that got robbed said that Stefan Diggs was what was it? He
Trying
was
to drug him.
Yeah, Stefan Diggs was trying to drug him so that he could basically rape him on some stuff like that. And it's like, dang, like your name's really been in the media for a little bit, but not about this. Like it's been tea, but not
that
like
was,
this.
That was a
heavy.
wild allegation.
Yeah, it was wild. And if you were to go to the guy's page, like you would honestly kind of question, like, is he straight or is he bisexual or is he heterosexual, homosexual, whatever. But we don't know. And I mean, he has a child, but that means nothing these days. So we will see how the rest of that situation decides to unfold. We are waiting for the tea because he probably is going to spill some more just based off of how
so,
he
too.
decided to go about everything. Okay, to these baby mamas. So earlier in the week, we had this guy named RJ. What's his name? RJ Hampton and his baby mama Tiffany. And she was going through some stuff or whatever. She decided to record him at this hotel where she agreed to meet him at so that he can see his son. He has parental rights from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. When they got there, he didn't have a room available, but allegedly in the documents that he signed, if she travels to him, he's supposed to have a room set up for them to be at, specifically them together. So
Wait, him and her or her and the child?
her and the child.
Okay.
So
He's supposed to be responsible for that?
he's supposed to be responsible for that. That's what it says in the documents.
Interesting.
So when she
That's
gets,
been confirmed that it's in the documents?
it hasn't been confirmed. It's alleged.
Okay.
So they're at the hotel. They're in the lobby. He's been up since 5 a.m. The baby has been up since 5 a.m. And they're just like, okay. Well, she's like, okay, like when am I going to get into the room? Blah, blah, blah. And he's kind of willy-nilly in it. And she's like getting fed up. So that's when she decides, I guess, to pull her phone out around this time and starts recording him. And then he was like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. Like, you can record whatever, da-da-da-da. And then that's when she starts kind of like pressing an issue, almost antagonizing him so that he can say whatever else she can catch him on the camera with. And there was some things that alluded to some type of domestic violence, but in reality, like, it doesn't seem like domestic violence. It honestly seems like he was trying to withhold her from starting something with him. But it's a very touchy subject to start on, just because you really don't know the full story with certain things, and you don't want to seem like victim shaming and insensitive to certain stuff. So it's like, okay, I don't want to victim shame, but then I also don't want to make it seem like this man is like cruel individual. I mean, I guess you gotta play it how you want to play it. I guess you want to play it how you want to play it. But she ended up getting the baby back because he brought the baby back right there at by 8:00. So he was safe and sound.
Kidnapping his.
Yeah, he wasn't kidnapping. He just snatched him and left. And he even said on the video, he was like, if my son something like, I can just go home. But again, if the documents say like that, if she travels to you and you need to get them a hotel and it's in the documents, then just go ahead and go with what the documents say, like, so that you don't have to get in trouble with stuff. That little snippet part. But other than that, like, it's not like he kidnapped his son. He brought his son back at the time so that he wouldn't get in trouble with certain stuff. But of course, there are certain warriors that are going to go after him when it comes to that. So we'll see how that plays out if Tiffany decides to give us any more detail. But she is a TikTok head. She posts a lot of her life on there. So I'm almost positive.
That proof that he's supposed to buy you a hotel room.
Yeah, definitely post a proof. We'll wait around and see, because, you know, I'm here for all the tea. Yeah. Now, moving on, we have the situation with... Which one I want to talk about? Okay, we have a situation... Because niggas be wildin', I'm not going to hold you. So, Anthony Edwards, we always suspected that him and little baby's baby mama, Aisha, had a baby going on, because Aisha went totally off the grid on her social media.
And this is the first baby mama.
The one that had with Jason.
So how did y'all expect this?
It was a lot of speculation going on, and plus she lives in Miami or Atlanta or something like that, and there's plenty of people that have seen her. But like, certain people have came out to say that Anthony Edwards was her baby daddy and da-da-da-da-da. Now, even if it was suspected, it ain't but so many lies, especially when he tries to file for a paternity test. Because clearly, even, let's say that could or could not be your baby, you clearly did something with her for people to allegedly believe that y'all have a baby together. So, we are waiting to see the paternity test, but something about Aisha Gibbs, that's probably her baby daddy, and I think so. I wouldn't be surprised. He already has 3 other kids. And speaking of those 3 other kids, he has had this. Oh, Aisha's 36, by the way. And of course,
she's grooming.
She's grooming, and he's 23. But you know, there can't be but so much of a difference, because I mean, you got Drea and Jalen and all them shits.
And Drake.
Yes, it's a lot.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
So you're dating a 23-year-old?
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Okay. I mean,
I may not go down, but I go up.
I mean, at this point, you're 31.
And I might date a 53.
I think
who knows?
I mean, it's a bit.
53 is crazy.
No, it's not. Some of them look better than the 20-something years.
I mean, outside of that, but
we won't have to worry about a 51-year-old like grooming you, because you're old enough.
Yeah.
But moving on, he has had this girlfriend that he's been with, Shannon Jackson. I can date their relationship back to at least 2019. Allegedly, Shannon is in her 30s as well. So she was with him when he was about 17, 18, 19-ish. So she was late 20s dealing with the 17-year-old type of vibe.
She knew what was going on.
She knew what was going on. She knew. She knew Anthony Edwards was about to be the new.
She knew he was him.
Is it illegal? Because
we don't know.
If we would have.
We don't know the real age.
We don't know the real. But right now, I can date them back to 2020. That's for sure. But it's giving 2019. And I think she's 33, 34, something like that. Okay. So she's about 10 years, 11 years older than him. He's 23 now.
Maybe he's mature.
He just turned 23.
For his age.
He's not mature.
I'm being funny, because you know a nigga will tell you you're mature for your age.
You need to watch Starting 5 on Netflix, and it will really show you how he's not mature for his age. All he does is stay in a room cooped up.
He can't be if he got 3 different baby mamas. Go ahead, anyway.
So
3 different baby mamas make you not mature?
If you have 3 different baby mamas,
when you're with
someone
one woman,
so you impregnating women while you with
I'm just.
No,
asking.
you're not mature.
No, you're not
You wouldn't
mature.
even put that
I think
stress on
there's
yourself.
different levels.
I think it's reckless behavior
Which
that you're doing,
reckless
but I don't think
behavior-
that just because a man has multiple baby mamas, that means he's immature. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
The way it's
And
in
the
the
method
same
in which
year.
that he is procreating is the reckless and
Yeah, that's reckless
which would
behavior.
equate to the immaturity. So in the way in
I
which
get what
he's
you're saying.
procreating, yes.
Okay.
This is it's definitely a level of immaturity.
In the
because-
way that he's procreating, yes.
Yes.
But just having multiple baby mothers, I don't think that makes
No,
a man.
we're not
immature.
saying
Not
that. We're not saying
necessarily.
Okay,
that.
I just wanted to
have
clear
a
that up
because
for my
I
fellow
think- I
brothers.
think
I have
Future-
words about that too, but not.
I think
not in
Future is
totality.
some level of mature and maybe
No,
a
he's
little bit
not.
immature. But regardless,
Moving
my
on.
opinion. Nonetheless, he had a little girl earlier last year. And that was his first girl. So it's funny because when you watch the show, he's like, I'm a parent, da 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 da. Like, you've been a parent actually.
Right.
And there's proof because even the girl, her name is Deja Beauty on Instagram. She posted, look at your daddy was even in the hospital with you with his firstborn. She specifically put that out
Yeah,
there so
just
that people
being
can show.
mature as well.
Yeah, but she did that on purpose. But at the end of the day, like, to me, if you wouldn't know about Shannon based off of his social media, so it's not like,
Didn't know about her.
you only really know about Shannon if you go to Shannon's social media, which is Couture Inc. too, by the way. And if you was to go there, she has
put that in the
pictures-
chat.
She has pictures all
Man, I'll
down
put
her
that.
social media with them. So it's like, to me, it's also a level with her because it's like you have to have some level of pride about yourself to where it's like, this nigga has had 2-3 babies on you and you don't want to leave him. You just want to, I understand.
This is what
like,
come with it.
I understand what comes with it.
If he
but-
was a regular guy, it'd be different.
Sure.
but-
If he was a regular guy, she would have been gone. But what I'm saying is
Mm-hmm.
he's not a regular guy. But there's also guys that are not regular that ain't out here doing that. Like, let's say Little Baby. Little Baby has 2 kids. He's not
Mm-hmm.
accused of having no more kids. He's been in the business for a long ass time, and he got bread, money. He's spending it. Everybody knows Little Baby tricks off on bitches for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So why he ain't getting bitches pregnant left and right? It's like athletes,
Some men just don't like to pull out.
and that's insane.
And
That's the level of that's the level of immaturity that we're talking about. Because even if you don't want to,
Because you don't like to pull out, that's immature.
because even if you don't,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's just like, oh, cool, I'm just
feel
gonna
it.
take
you're
this
gonna
risk.
thinking about yourself.
And
I feel it.
bitches are excited.
What about these broken homes that you're creating?
They're
No,
literally-
you're right. I get it.
They're literally sitting here excited.
I'm literally just asking so
Yeah,
we
no,
can,
ask.
because for the people we have to clarify so that we can always be on the same page.
You're right.
Absolutely, but at the end of the day, let's be for real, because it's just one of those things where you can either wrap it up, you can ask her about birth control, because one of the things is that the girl don't mind getting pregnant. Clearly,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
the other girl does not mind, especially when you're not flaunting your bitch. There's another athlete that's crazy, Tariq Hill. Yeah, he's absolutely.
How many kids do he have?
He had 4 or 5 in the same year.
Nah, that's crazy.
He's right, but Anthony Edwards is right there with him. Tariq Hill got a little more age on him, and Edwards is a little bit younger. He will be right there if he keeps moving the way that he is. But moving on. Now, we're going to go ahead and talk slightly. This will go ahead and move us into our hot topics for today. So the whole DDG situation, him and Hallie, he done made our girl a baby mama child.
He done made.
Nobody is safe.
She either made herself a baby mama, he made her a baby mama. One or the other, it was one of those things where something wasn't taken serious enough for them to stay together. And it's very interesting because there was literally just videos out there where they were together, acting like a family, everything. And the next thing you know, he puts up this whole breakup message. I don't ever understand breakup messages because it's like, leave people out your business. But, I get it, I guess. But, yeah, they were doing the whole thing with their cute relationship, cute little baby Halo. And now they decided to break up. Maybe it was a mutual decision. Right now she's posting on Instagram saying life is great. He's
You said
getting,
she's posting on
With
Instagram.
she's posting on Instagram saying life is great, posting little things, and then he's out here fighting with Joe Budden and fighting with
He fight with anybody say something. He ready for all the
He's
smoke.
ready for all the smoke. And honestly, he's losing every battle. If we're being completely honest, he even tried to get into it with this TikToker saying like, oh, where's your baby daddy? Da 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 da. She went back and said like, nigga, why would I have my ex-husband on my social media? Like, let's be so for real.
I think a lot of times it be going over bitches' heads because that's the point. Like, you're having so much to say about me and my baby mama now at this point not being together, but clearly you're not with yours either. So mind your fucking business.
Yeah, but
People
I
are
think
so judgmental.
but I think it had something to do with more so like social media in a sense. Like, posting on social media because that's what he was equating to. He was like, I don't see your baby dad. And she's like, but why? Just because you don't see my ex-husband on my page doesn't mean that he's not here or we wasn't in a relationship or he didn't baby mama me because he was my ex-husband.
Meaning you're in the same situation that we're in.
Yeah, but
so why are you?
But people are gonna get paid. People are gonna get paid for this. So it's one of those things where if I'm
gonna get paid for what?
If she's on TikTok and she's a popular TikToker and makes money off of videos that she makes about certain people and that's making her money, just like DDG makes his money off of YouTube when it comes to whatever, and something that she talks about, it has to deal with tea or whatever the case is or something that's like new or something, and she wants to talk about it and she about to get a check from it, like, it ain't but so much you have control over. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, your life is public. You're a public figure. True. So you have to understand that people are going to talk about it.
At this point, obviously, he's checking the narratives, right? And if you are going to jump out there and have something to say in your glass house, I mean, that's crazy. Because, again, you are clearly a baby mama at this point as well. You're not with your husband anymore. That's why he's not on your page. So the pot calling the kettle black here. I think that's more so what he's saying, like, and she didn't eat with that.
No, I totally understand. I totally understand the concept. I think it's just one of those things where you are gonna eventually tire yourself out trying to go back and forth with everybody that's talking about you and trying to do viewpoints on social media. It's just one of those things where live your life because this is what's gonna come with it. But that's my tea for today.
Let's give it up for sipping tea. That was a lot of tea tonight. There's a whole lot of tea tonight.
I tried.
Lord.
So we're about to jump into the good hot topics tonight. The topic is parenting.
Woo.
I guess the first question that we can start with.
The parents here tonight.
Yo, that's so crazy. Last season, I was not a parent.
Welcome to the club. Welcome.
New
Changes you for sure. Shout out to all the parents out there. Y'all doing a great job with these kids. Keep staying in your kids' life. Fathers, be active, please. They need you.
Doing the best you can with what you got.
So the first question that we have is, once a baby is in the picture, how does it affect the relationship, men versus women?
It's like I knew it would affect the relationship.
Did you really?
Yes. Like, even in conversations with Jax, I would always say, like, this is going to change us.
Really?
Like, for real, I know that. Because
or are you scared?
Yeah. I was scared to lose my best friend. For real.
That's dope.
But, I mean, and it has.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, in good and bad ways, I guess you can say. But yeah, I mean, it's going to change your relationship, hands down. Like, there's no getting around that. It's just too much energy having to be given to this little being that you used to put into each other, or other things, like when you didn't want to put into each other, that you can have the time to put into other things. But now you don't have that time. So if you're shorting your spouse because you want to get your me time, like something, you're struggling somewhere.
Something's got to give.
It's a consistent struggle with, like, time management, for real.
Yeah, I think it's the new responsibility. Like, it's an adjustment. Y'all have to figure out how to both, like you said, still give each other that time while trying to fit in the time with the kid. Then you got work. You got things outside of work. Like, you still trying to find time for yourself and grow and learn yourself. Because at the end of the day, once you had a child, like, you're learning to be a parent. It's no, well, I mean, it may be some books on how to be a parent, but at the same time, like, you're really learning as you go. Can't nobody tell you how to parent your child. Every child is different. So you're literally just figuring out. And then y'all have to be graceful with each other, because neither one of y'all, well,
which is easier said than done.
Right. Very, very much so. Unless they have kids already, like, y'all don't really know what to expect. So
yeah, for us, we were both first-time parents.
Yeah,
So
and it can be a lot, especially, like, depending on how the child is, sleep patterns, all that. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot.
And then as a woman, I can, because you said men versus women, I can speak to the hormonal changes that you're going through. You're not even realizing that you're going through hormonal changes. Sometimes you really think you're in your right mind. You're not. The sleep deprivation that causes you to be cranky as hell. Like, so a lot of times I think we are lashing out and we don't know that we're lashing out. But I feel like, I mean, and also men don't really know the ins and outs of how we're feeling, because it's hard to verbalize what you're feeling.
That's true.
Do men go through those changes too?
What changes?
I don't know if they go through the physical changes.
Not
when you say those changes, what you mean?
Like, you know, because you're being, I mean, if you're active, like you're being sleep deprived and stuff
Yeah,
too.
I
I
mean,
mean, is that brain a thing? Like, because you're still dealing with the baby just as much as the mom and stuff. Like, do those
Um,
changes happen with the father if you're active? Obviously, like
yeah,
you
I
are.
mean, like I said, it's a lot because for men, we like moving around, doing what we do. So once that baby come, like we still for a little bit because we want to be there to help the mom.
Somewhere.
Yeah, so it's just like
You're a good
adjusting to like being still. Like she said, dealing with the emotions of the mom, like making sure the baby good. You kind of not that you walking on eggshells, but it's just like, all right, like here we go. Like, let me make sure everything is good so that she good. Like, you want to make sure that the environment is comfortable for everybody. So you're just trying to play your part and make sure it's a level playing field so you don't got to worry about the extra stuff because she already got, like, a lot of emotions up and
How
down.
is it from like, okay, like say you're with your girl, you know, like when she's pregnant, you're kind of probably like, sit down, like let me get this for you. Da, 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 da. So when the baby come, is it like, okay, now I'm not on you no more, I'm on a baby. Like let me make sure the baby go. Or you still that way with the mom?
you gotta do because you can't do
You
that.
still that way
You're
with the
so
mom?
like limited because you're healing. Like he better be.
Yeah,
Let me
like
get this and that for you.
if he's a good man, he gonna make sure that like you ain't gotta do nothing. You sit
Yeah.
down, I got everything. But that was something I was kind of gonna touch on because I feel like I didn't experience this, but I didn't feel like this, but men feel like when the baby come, that, and I think we posted something on the story about this, but men feel like when the baby come, they're not getting the attention that they once were.
From the girl.
Yeah. And not all men can handle that. And to me, sometimes I feel like that can be selfish because, like you said, we don't understand or know everything that the woman is dealing with emotionally, physically, all that. So to expect her to give you all of this effort and time, it's like, bro, have some grace with her.
Right.
Like, you gotta let her figure it out, get back to herself. Like,
Which
women.
takes so much time. Like, what
Do
am
you
I?
feel
A
like you
year
back to
in,
yourself?
and I don't feel 100% back to me. Like,
What
It
part
really
can
takes
you
time.
identify the parts that you don't feel like is back to normal yet?
can I identify? Not easily. I just think like that quick wittedness I used to have. That like,
You still got it.
well, thank you, because it don't feel like that
But
sometimes.
you just know yourself.
Yeah, like, and I think the
You just don't feel as
confidence.
sharp as you used
Yeah,
to.
not as sharp. The confidence kind of like goes away in different avenues too. It's like, especially even with your partner, that's a thing too. Like, I think you lose confidence maybe like sexually, like, am I still sexy? Or because you're between healing and then like looking crazy because you got baby spit up or whatever the case on like trying to keep all those things that you were before for your partner, but you really like are stretching yourself thin thinking about them. Don't ever get it twisted to think that women aren't thinking about these things. Like, I do want to be, that woman I was before for my partner, but at this point, who needs me more? Like, that's like having a child that's sick and a child that's healthy. Like, you're gonna tend more and give more attention to what needs the attention. So I think, yeah, it's
So
a few
question.
things.
But okay.
So, do because okay, relationships do become rocky, I guess, sometimes after the baby is there. So this can be like a you and you question. But do you think that a lot of times certain things may not be the easiest in the beginning because the woman is going through all of these hormonal changes and emotional situations and it's just not being completely understood, and then from the guy's point of view, so it's one of those things where it's like you want to have grace for the woman and you want to have grace for your man, but then sometimes it's hard because it's like, nigga, you don't know what I'm going through. Like, you don't know nothing that I'm going through. And then it's like on your perspective as a guy, it's like, you're right, I don't know what you're going through, but I'm trying my best. And then back to her, it's like, okay, but your best not enough. And so it's like, is that one of those things that can attend to where it's like, you know what, I'm done with this. I can do better by myself because that's what it feels like anyway. So like, how would you touch on that? Because I guess it's one of those things where it's like you're trying your best, but then you end up kind of like feeling the need to give up because it's like nothing's good enough type of thing.
I mean, I think that's situational because it depends if you're with your baby mom. Well, you were saying like with
If you're together.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I think in that instance, it's more so like the fight for your family. Like, how bad do you really want to keep your family together?
Okay.
I think that's kind of what it boiled down to. But also too, I think it's more to like why some situations don't work because if you're not with the mom, sometimes it just be a situation where like she got the kid, like she really just wanted the kid out of you, and she may have trapped you, or like once she got the kid, it's like, all right, now I got the kid, I'm in control of the situation. Like sometimes women just feel like
Trap is crazy.
now, I mean, but it happens.
They
though.
do it.
It does, but men be trapping women too.
Yeah,
do?
I wasn't saying it don't happen. I'm
Okay,
just
I'ma let
saying
you
like
finish.
sometimes when you get it, like you have some women that really just want a
Yeah.
baby out of a man. So like once they get that, father could want to be in the child's life, but because he don't want to be with the mother, she giving him a hard time. Or like I said, just the mom
Trying to control the show. the
Yeah,
picture.
like or just the mom trying to like control everything. And sometimes for the dad, like you said, stepping away, like it could just be like, all right, let me step back because it's easier for my mental health if I step back.
Yeah, I think people do give up way too quickly. It is a season, right? Like I constantly had to remind myself of that too. Like we ain't gonna be here forever, so let me not stay stuck in my feelings that are right now. And I think the foundation of who you are as a couple really equates to you making it through those first months, years of parenting.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, like, if you really give a damn about your partner or you feel like a team, I think parenting is the biggest showcase of being a team. Like when you don't have the romance, when you don't have maybe the finances, when you don't have like the sleep, whatever. Like, can we get in the
It
field
literally
together
takes
and
time.
get through this shit together? That's parenting.
Okay. I love that. Love that.
So the second question that we have is, do you think being married helps when it comes to having a baby and keeping your relationship and making sure that y'all still thriving together? What do y'all think?
Ideally, yes. Ideally.
Yeah.
I don't. In the real world, though, I don't know. I've seen marriages fall apart too after having kids. But I think ideally, yes. Like again, having that foundation of partnership, right? So you're not worried about all of the other outside things because when you're not together or if you're not together, you're single. Now you're trying to also like operate
Figure
in a
out
space
the
of like
relationship that was before the
yeah,
child.
like custody and stuff, or like who gets the kid when this and that. Like the beauty about being in the same household, like now you just kind of focus on the like ebbs and flows of the child and like how our household's gonna function. But like I can't have control over your household, like
Right.
when you got my kid with you. So now I have all these outer things. Like now I'm trying to control some shit that I really can't control. So now we're beefing because like now you trying to come like I can imagine being a man like you trying to come over in my space and tell me how to deal with my child and my like or the women I gotta have around my kid or the like I get it, but also as a woman like I would have to have boundaries around my kid. Like it's like it gets sticky.
Yeah.
I think it would help, but I think just the support aspect, period. Like when you're pregnant, just having somebody there that can help you through it. Because I remember my best friend saying, she was like, I have the utmost respect for single moms, but like I don't know how I would have been able to do this shit by myself. And so I think like just being in a situation where you can depend on the partner that you made a baby with is the most important. If you're married, obviously that's ideal, but the support is most important.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with what Bode was saying because I feel like I've heard married people say like, once the baby came, it did change us or it affected us. But I feel like when you do have a baby with somebody and y'all are married, it should usually be like teamwork. Like, all right, now we have this baby. What's our next goal? Like, how are we gonna do this together? So it does make it a little easier compared to you just having a little side piece or something. She get pregnant. Now y'all may have like two different visions for the baby's lifestyle, like how you want things to go. You may want private school. They may want like everything is just like a
And that
split
can still be
decision.
happening if you're married, but at least you could discuss.
Yeah, but I feel like when you marry, I mean, it still can happen because everybody don't agree on everything. But at least when you marry, it's when you marry, you're supposed to be a team. Like
Yeah.
that's what marriage usually
Right.
is. So it's easier to navigate that compared to doing it with some random person.
Where you feel
Yeah.
like you're not obligated to honor their wishes and stuff
Right.
like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it also attests to, like, it's just not the easiest to give up. Like, when you're married, like, you're bounded with this paper, and you have like a lot of things already connected. You have joint bank accounts, you have different stuff that's already like a one type of situation. So it's not easy just to throw in the towel because you already made this union, you already stood before God. So it's like, okay, we gotta try to figure something out. I mean, yes, we can get a divorce, but like that's gonna take way more effort than us at least trying to like figure it out as like a unit and as parents. So like I think that's another reason why it's easier, well, technically easier to be married first, but and have kids and stuff like that, just because it's one of those things where it's like you feel more, what's the word?
Secure.
Secure. Yeah, you feel more secure because it's like, okay, like he not going nowhere if I snap or blah blah blah, or she not going nowhere if I this that and the third. So it's like, I mean, they absolutely can go somewhere. Like,
Say to like.
I don't know. It's just like when you married, that's considered your person. So like like you said, when you had that baby, it's still a sense of security. Like, yo, I had a baby with my person, so we gonna figure this out. Like I said, once you have a baby with a random bruh, everything is literally up in the air. Like, you gotta hope that y'all can agree on everything. Like, it would be ideal if y'all do, but
I mean, it's still in between a random and a married.
Yeah,
It
there's,
is,
like,
but I'm
people
just
who are
saying,
just
though,
dating,
like-
DDG and Hallie, like they were in a relationship. They weren't married, but they were in a relationship. But even
I'm
with that, I can imagine the difficulties now because I don't know if they live together and all that stuff.
did.
They did live together.
I don't know if they still do, if he moved out or she moved out.
Cause yeah, whatever. But like I'm just saying, like the in betweens, like she said, like shit starts to change, and if
but
you-
like she said, when you married, like if you in a relationship, you have a baby, it could change like that.
in the marriage it can too, but
It
it's gonna
can,
look
but like
like
she said,
to
it's
other
harder.
people. This is what's gonna happen
that
in a
comment
marriage.
out loud.
It's going to look like
What'd it
to
say?
other people that y'all are still good. You're sticking it out because you're married, because y'all not
That's
divorced.
true. That's true.
But your husband is wandering now because he's not getting the attention that he needs because
That's
your
true.
sole focus is the kid, or you depressed and your husband not giving you no attention, or like you gain whatever, like those things that are happening in marriage that are causing y'all to really separate like you would if you were in a relationship and you could just bounce to your apartment.
Yeah,
You
true.
feel so like those are the things that are not talking about. I think in a marriage that it like makes it ugly, and that the whole having kids if you're not on the same page can like, cause look, I posted this to the story, so I'm gonna talk about it again. A man with his wife, he tweeted this: "My first is 8 weeks old. I can see why men cheat at this time. My wife completely ignored my existence for the first few weeks, and we have had to have arguments to get her even to acknowledge me, not to mention be intimate. That's the biggest challenge. The baby is easy."
And that's crazy. That's all y'all men be focused on. No,
Like-
But honestly, too, I
Eight
feel
weeks, she probably still bleeding, bro. You don't even
Yeah,
like,
like-
sit on the
know.
toilet comfortably and you focused on that.
I feel like
It's crazy.
part of that is selfish, but also too, we don't know what it was like before the baby.
right, but he
So-
talking about
We can-
after
we
the
can-
baby.
Yeah, I know. I'm
I
just
think
saying,
I
like
guess what it's like during the
his
baby.
his
baby-
feelings could have boiled over even more after the baby. Like, now that the baby not here, now you're not giving me no. Like, he could have been feeling some type of way or something.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
feel me. 8 weeks?
No, I think
You
that's
don't
selfish.
even get that 6 weeks the doctors give you for the like, 6 weeks you good to go. I'm telling you, y'all listening, 6 weeks is not enough time not getting it popping after 6 weeks. I'm telling y'all, I tried. It wasn't that. It wasn't given that. So 8 weeks, like, I feel you. I feel that you are entitled to feel how you feel. I feel like
I don't
being
agree with him. I don't
selfish,
want y'all
though.
to think
What's your
that.
take on
no,
that?
it's fine.
I think that was selfish.
that's very
Because,
selfish.
like you said, the woman got to get back to herself.
And it's like, why would you purposely be trying to argue with me and I'm already postpartum? Like,
The
you,
arguing
you
is
choose
crazy.
to argue with me to get my attention.
I mean,
like, you
but-
can't sit me down and just tell me how you feel and then still get ignored and be like,
Can you
I'm still
imagine
gonna
a
know you, I
crying
hear
baby?
you.
I
But, like,
think-
you
man
sitting here
arguing?
trying to argue
I
with
think that is selfish, but the man has feelings as well. So
Yeah, but he
if
needs to learn how to
he just has to
communicate
figure
better.
out right. He
I
has to figure out how to communicate.
I understand that men have feelings as well, but as far as postpartum, guys don't go through that. And then there's also levels of postpartum. Like some
Right.
people have like small levels of postpartum, and then some people go as drastic as killing them fucking selves when it comes to postpartum. So
or
it's
they
like,
be so sleep deprived,
or
right?
yeah,
that they
so-
are doing things that they don't even realize they're doing. That's
Yeah.
a real thing, like hallucinating. Like that's how tired you can be.
exactly. So it's like to not understand that level of postpartum or not even try to understand the level of postpartum, and the first thing you say is like basically wanting attention and getting attention instead of just trying to go through it in the mud with me while right now, because again, like it's temporary. Like it's like if I stay like this for the next 4 or 5 years, then okay, like be mad at me. But if I'm right now
Or get me help
or
because you
help
love
me
me
get
and
mad
you're
at
being
me.
So
selfish.
Yeah,
let me ask this. Say the man is feeling away or dealing with some things. Is he wrong for coming to you like, hey, I don't feel like you giving me?
No, I mean communication. We encourage that, but it's about how you do it. And
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he comes to you in a respectful way about it. Like
It just
Not
goes
wrong
to
for
show how uneducated men really, and the privilege of that men can be, because it's so much that's going on, right? That is going on internally, like physically, whatever. And the fact that even in this example, he can say that 8 weeks just shows that he's just ignorant to it, which is fine. Cool, you're ignorant to it. It's okay to voice how you feel, right? But I think even in the essence of like, if my man has said that to me, even at 8 weeks, I would be irritated. So now that goes to show like that's how the arguments and shit happen, because
So-
I'm irritated that you even think and feel like this, because it's clear like you don't know and you're selfish.
so say in the 8 weeks, 6 of those weeks she barely been talking to him. Is he wrong for like I feel kind
no,
of
you're never wrong for how you feel. You could be inconsiderate, you could be selfish, but like you're not wrong. But it's all about how you come off. Like even if Jackson felt that way, I don't think he would come to her trying to create an argument.
Yeah, I'm just saying just because women go through what they go through and they not their selves, and she was basically saying like even if you come to me and tell me that I'm
You
gonna
could
be irritated.
Yeah,
so
but
it's
that's
just
her
like
hormones. But when she
Yeah,
sit
so
down
that's
and
what
think
I'm
about it, she'll be like, "Damn, I haven't talked to him. Like, I can show him more attention. Like, we could be irritated, but we could still hear what you're saying, long as it's presented in a way to where I see that you kind of understand what I'm going through. I may get irritated with the question, but I could lay down and be like, damn, I really haven't I've neglected him, and
Yeah.
he was so good to me while I was pregnant, or this, and this. I need to think of ways I can get better.
Yeah. To give a takeaway, I do think asking questions, period. Like, how are you feeling today? Or like, do you need help with
Check-ins.
anything? Like,
you saying the man asking those
both,
questions.
both.
Oh, okay.
Both absolutely will be helpful, because not every time does a man, like, he's probably out there working, trying to find, you can't work right now, whatever the case may be. Like, he's overwhelmed too. So I don't want to discredit men that y'all are not going through a process as well.
I like that.
I
'cause
think
I feel
that
like
the
men
biggest
are forgotten
takeaway
about.
that you can have when you have a baby with husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, mistake, whatever, ask questions of what the person is needing or and how they're feeling, like what they're thinking about, like where they at, because that's gonna help you kind of.
It's easy to do that if you're in a healthy situation too. Because if you're not in a healthy situation, then you're just not in healthy communication ain't gonna fix a toxic, broken situation that you shouldn't even brought a baby into.
Right.
You can only meet a person where they at.
So what we talking about kind of leads into the next question. It says, does emotional intelligence play a part in your parenting abilities?
Yes.
I ain't a parent, but I know that because it plays a part.
I mean,
in
you know that being a
relationships, period. And dealing with another person, you have to be somewhat intelligent, especially.
And
in
you know that being a
situation
child
like
of a
that.
parent. I wish
Yeah.
my parents was more emotionally intelligent about some shit. I ain't even gonna get into that. That's another thing.
It's different. It's different, but you need that. You need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, emotional intelligence is definitely going to set the bar with a lot of things because it's going to help you be able to maneuver through stuff.
Yeah.
I can only hope.
I think,
What does emotional intelligence look like?
significant other?
I think
Like in your situation, what would that have looked like?
what
Emotional
Was it
intelligence.
present?
I think it's just like you said, understanding your woman and being there for her, and like I don't want to say catering to yes, catering to her, but just being mindful of what she's going through, understanding she's new to this. dealing with so many people coming to her, like, because people be wanting to see the baby.
God.
She could be like, I'm not in the space to deal with all these people, but she may not verbalize that to everybody else, but she's dealing with that eternally. So it may cause her to come off a little angry, because she's dealing with all these people. So yeah, I think for men, it's just learning how to adjust in that situation to make sure that our woman is in the best place that she can be while dealing with so many different emotions. Just always making sure that you good. Like, instead of him going on the internet like, yo, da, 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 like, figure out how to make that shit, like, it's not all on the man, but at the same time, bro, like, figure out how you can make that situation better.
Yeah.
Instead of adding to it. Because you doing that, not making it no better. You arguing, not making that situation no better. So let me step back for a minute and get out of myself and look in her lens and be like, all right, well, what can I do to help out?
If more people could do that.
And then on the other end, I guess I was asking too, like, as a man, what would emotional intelligence look like on a woman, like for her to have with her guy?
Like you said earlier, I think it's asking and checking on me too, because I feel like men get forgotten about a lot. Like, I'm in this situation
like the
too.
woman feel like, I'm the one that changed. I'm the one that did this.
Yeah, and then people just kind of check
It's
on
true.
the woman. Like, it can be like her having that baby could make her a completely different woman. And for the man, it could be a lot dealing with that woman. Like, I could be so cooperative with you, but you a lot to deal with right now. Ain't nobody checking on him like, bro, you straight, you need something. Do you need a break? Like, do you need to leave the house so she can have her space? Like, I think it's just making sure he okay. Just checking on him, seeing if he needs something. Like, her telling him, like, I appreciate what you're doing. Like, because men, I don't feel like we ask for a lot. I don't feel like we really go out our way to, yo, I need this, I need that.
Sex
But
and
Asking for
weeks
sex
is
for
a lot.
8 weeks.
I mean,
and getting mad about it.
that. But I'm just saying, though, like, if you let a man know that you appreciate what he doing, bro, that'll go a long way. That'll make him feel like, all right, what you need? Like, if you, I really appreciate the fact that you've been changing those diapers. You know what? Thank you. I appreciate him.
Yeah.
You want some ice cream? Like, for real. Like, just
I do. Like,
I used to be
just
like,
letting
"Come get
him
Jackson
know
now."
that you appreciate him, or just small things. Like, I think for me, at least for me, it's small things. Like,
yeah.
I was gonna say something and I forgot. Dang, that went out of my mind like that.
let's see what the next question was.
Emotional.
How does it? Oh,
I
go ahead.
remember.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say when you mentioned that women is like change. I honestly can say I feel like a completely different woman mentally, and I think the tolerance level that you have also like is like this. I think that's the cause of a lot of breakups after pregnancy too. Like the woman really you mentally change, and like the shit that you didn't see or act like you didn't see with that person.
Are you saying your tolerance level in general, or just at a certain time?
In general, like with people, friends, parent, whatever, like I think you realize what is so important in life, like when you give life and so or bring life to the world. And so yeah, the shit that you was thinking was important and prioritizing before is not that. And yeah, the type of man that you were with me before, I might have tolerated some things that I'm not gonna tolerate now because it's not about you, it's about raising a human being, not even just my kid, like a human being. I think that gets taken for granted too. So yeah, I'm not the same woman I was
Yeah,
when
and
you got me
honestly-
So
pregnant.
how do you deal with like this could be changing the topic, but for your what you said, if you was tolerating one thing before, but you choose not to after, like how do you go about that? Is it just
I
like
feel
I've
like
had
a
this
lot of
baby, I'm
women-
not tolerating it no more?
I feel like a lot of women accept things for themselves, right? But you don't want it for your kid. Like
it just stops.
N-
Like,
it's- yeah,
or you-
like
is
you
it a
literally draw the
process?
line. It's a boundary now, like, and that's that. And it's just like if I don't see a change, I don't see a switch. I don't have time, months, weeks that I would have given you because it's just us and whatever. And I could go bullshit with my girls when you piss me off, whatever. Like at this point, you get it together, because my kid now has to sacrifice at the point of you or whatever that looks like in the relationship that's traumatic or toxic or whatever. Yeah, we ain't going for it at that point.
I think depending on the kind of man you are, just having a child in general, you begin to feel like that. It's like you start to realize what really matters in life, what's important. So you stop dealing with a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff. You cut people off or whatever the case may be. Like having a child just makes you look at life like, all right, what really matters? What am I going to put my time and energy to? What do I want to instill into my child? How do I want to, raise this child? Just things like that. Like, just
Do you think
it brings you a
every
different
parent,
focus.
mother and father thinks about that?
No,
Okay.
because I feel like some men are still immature
I don't think so.
once they
either.
have the baby. For a woman, I feel like it hits different for y'all because usually women are full-time parents.
Yeah, but some women don't even think like they don't. I think they don't realize how some don't realize how their actions are affecting their kids because they may not be mature enough. To
Yeah, I
realize
mean,
it.
and you're right. And I feel like even in situations like that, most of the time, not all of the time, but eventually down that line, you see that woman change over time because,
Sometimes.
yeah, that's why I said not
some
all
of
the
these
time.
women is crazy.
Yeah, it's
stories
some of
of-
these women that I just like as a mother. It's like, come on, bro, you got to do better.
They just
we
don't have the
talk
capacity
about-
if you don't have the capacity. Because I feel like we do have a 9-month, 10-month head start to kind of, that switch is kind of happening. And that's why I also feel like men don't have.
Which is kind of happening.
Like that mental and physical
Oh, you
change
talking
that's
about as you
happening
pray-
as
okay,
you are
yeah.
carrying life and you're feeling it, and you're kind of changing through that process.
Right.
So we kind of got a head start. That's another thing. We got a head start. The men don't really change till they actually physically see this baby, right? But the women that don't switch and I don't understand that. I think it's a disconnect. I think the chemical imbalance. I think a lot of things. Like,
Well, does
that's
it say
crazy.
anything about a woman who? Because I don't know. I don't remember if you touched about it or not. But consistently has like different baby daddies and stuff like the Joey Chapman
Right.
thing when they question.
Well,
her.
I ain't
yeah.
talking about. I
'Cause
ain't
what
talking
that's
about.
supposed to
that.
be
I was supposed to talk about that, but I did not.
Somebody was like, she's not taking accountability, girl. Like, you get pregnant by every person you date. Like, da-da-da-da. Like, is there a lack of
Did you say not too
accountability
much
on
on
her
Joey?
part?
No, I was asking for to get another 5. Yeah. Okay, go ahead and touch on it because I do think it's relevant to
But
now.
can we? Well, I want that question answered.
Go ahead. Go
Like,
ahead. What's the
what-
question?
What did I say? Does it say something about the woman like who doesn't mind consistently like making kids with different men?
I think it definitely says something about them just because it's one of those things where you don't. She's like, she had to say something on the lines of like, this took years and we was in a relationship for years and
That
that's
was
a
like
lot.
years. Is
Right,
crazy.
I'm like years because I just saw y'all pop out together. Like,
Future,
you spilled
what,
that
few
tea a
months?
couple months ago.
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
you
last
was-
year.
If anything, you might have been in a relationship with Bow Wow for more than a
Yeah,
couple of years. That might have
right.
been your longest relationship that you had a child with. But let's be for real, like you wasn't in a relationship for years with the Future, and you wasn't in a relationship with
Years.
Travis.
Yeah, and you were seeing out with other
Trayvon,
people
yeah.
in the mix
I
of
was
that. You
about
were
to say, who
kissing
is
Diddy.
Travis?
Was she
Stephon.
not kissing Diddy? In
Yeah,
the
Wait,
and she
what?
was- and she
That's
was
what I'm saying,
definitely
like-
Wait, huh?
Who is
yeah,
Diddy?
it was on a yacht.
Diddy?
Oh,
Yeah.
Diddy.
You said
Yeah.
who's? I was like, wait, did she
Let's
say
pause.
Diddy?
Let's pause. I was speaking to her saying that she was in relationships for years, and I'm like, but I've seen you with different men in
Yeah.
between these times of these people. So like you was, and I was saying, and for example, you
Yeah.
was
Dang, I
kissing
forgot Diddy
and-
did have that. God,
I didn't know. Can
Yeah,
we
Lori?
cut the toxic masculinity. But like, what does it say about her to where she keep having?
It says a lot
is
about
she
her.
an immature? Is there an immature?
I do. I think
Yeah, it's
that's
definitely-
what you accept for yourself again.
Or
Like,
do you think she's thinking about a bag? Like, do you think she thinks she's
She said
winning
she's
because
not.
she got?
she says she's not.
I think maybe she was thinking about a bag after Bow Wow's baby with the little girl, because at that point she probably needed to be just a little bit more secure. But once you had a baby with Future and then you decided to have a baby with Trayvon, like, okay, like now what you doing, girl? Because
Is it
like,
Trayvon or Stephon?
Trayvon.
Trayvon.
Sometimes it's accident.
I want to give her the benefit of the doubt.
Accidental?
You said you
Yeah.
want.
They don't
Definitely
accidentally-
not. I
No.
want to make this PSA. I don't think everything is exception to every rule, but accidental pregnancies I think is like tossed around a lot. It's kind of like more difficult.
We
to
didn't
get
we didn't
pregnant
take the
than
proper
people say.
precautions to make sure
Yeah,
you wasn't gonna
negligence.
get
Yeah, a
pregnant.
little negligence, a little
Negligence,
recklessness,
like
like
accident.
having too
But
much fun.
it still can be an accident though.
It definitely
It's not.
can.
It's not, and
It could be
especially in this
accident.
world where you
Nah,
where y'all
sometimes
are so pro-choice.
no,
right? And we
because
can go-
there are times where you be like, nah, I thought like you think
Half
you
of us are
pulled out.
accidents. It could be an accident.
Oh,
for
it's
you.
an
Yeah, like
accident
you
for
could
y'all.
you could think you
It's
pulled
accident
out.
for y'all.
Yeah, I'm just saying in general, like you could
Or
think you
pre-cum
pulled
is
out.
a thing.
Anyways, I'm telling
would-
y'all, it's not as much of an accident
Yeah.
as it's thought out to be.
I
And
mean,
in
hers
this
is
world
definitely
of
not.
pro-choice, and everybody's like, let women have the authority over their
Mhm.
bodies. Women, you're allowing men to get you pregnant. you have the choice to get rid of it. So this is your choice to have the baby, right? Okay, cool. That's fine.
I'm
Make
just
your
talking about
decision.
them finding out that they pregnant.
So-
like sometimes it really is.
So
Like
to
I ain't
answer
know.
the question, Kiara, I do think that it is something to that.
Yeah.
And I will give it the benefit of the doubt that it's not about a bag, right? Because she had one baby daddy that was, he should be pretty good.
Which
like,
one?
Bow Wow.
No, he don't make enough money to make her pretty good.
You
To
don't
live
think
the
so?
Say what?
Regardless of
Hold
which,
on,
I'm
what
gonna
are we
finish
talking
my.
about?
Regardless of what, I'm gonna finish my
Why?
thought.
That
Why?
child support's not hitting enough. Maybe no. She
Oh,
needed,
are we trying to act like he don't got money?
Yeah,
like,
I
what
I'm
think
do you-
not trying to act
crazy.
like that at all. I'm just saying that bag was not enough for her to
What?
be secured. It's
Anyway,
not.
I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, Mama, and say it's not even about the money in the bag or whatever. I think that again, it goes kind of what I was saying earlier, like what women accept for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of women seek out shit that they have lacked in one or the other, daddy issues, mama issues, attention, whatever the case may be. And I really think it's that, like, negative attention sometimes can come off as like loving or like a love or like a like. And they, like, keep that. Like, you know what these men are about before you lay down with them
Especially
and make these
Future.
decisions.
But let's
Like,
also bring into account that her relationships end before she has the baby. I can't speak for the first one, but her and Future broke up before she had that baby. Before she had Hendrix, they were broken up.
Yeah.
Before she had this last baby, they were
They were
broken up.
broken
up.
So it's
Yeah.
like, well, I can't even. I'm trying to have your back a little bit when it's like, okay, you had the baby, y'all was going through something.
But
he
that's
couldn't
not all
handle
on
it.
her though. Like these men could just be coming to
But
her.
they
like,
were
Her
that
choice to continue
before.
with having the child is on her.
It's one of those things where it's almost I'm looking at her like, are you a little bit gullible? Because like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
'cause
That's, I
it's
guess,
gully,
yeah,
baby.
word.
'Cause it's
you a little
like-
gullible, baby.
yeah,
And it's like, I don't
And
know
you're-
how many times it's gonna get
and
you
you're a
to
little
learn.
too older. You're a little too old to be making these same like situations and stuff like that. And you're not, to me, you're not as secure as you feel like you should, as
Yeah.
I feel like you should be, or maybe we feel like you should be, because at the end of the day, like the way you kind of going about things, like, okay, you was just at his football game, had his name on the jersey, holding cups with his face on it, all this shit. Like, you was just supporting this man, got pregnant by him,
And now that's when
and
you
now
gonna, like, what?
y'all literally broke up when she was 5 to 6 months pregnant. Y'all were done, and it's like, okay, like it's one of those things where, yeah, he definitely was associated with a lot more women, but he was associated with a lot more women before you got pregnant.
That's what I'm
So-
saying. The red flags, you know who these men are before you get with them, right? So, like,
Exactly.
yeah, people switch up, like, they love bomb you, do all that. Men love doing that. And I think now that I am, like, a mom, I do see how men switch up or whatever. I'm not talking about my personal situation because y'all like to do a lot. But I can see how men switch up, right, when you get pregnant and stuff like that. But you making this, I'm going to say a mistake, I guess, or this decision 3 times is crazy. And you do have a daughter. She spoke to that too, and she's just like, y'all talking about what example I'm setting for my daughter. Yes.
Not a good one.
She was like, I don't even think she wants
wants
kids.
kids.
No, she doesn't, because she sees what men do to you when you have kids. They leave
They
you.
leave.
So why would she want that?
Yeah, people just try to give Joy the benefit of the doubt. 1, because she's pretty. 2, because
beautiful.
yeah, she's
You're
definitely beautiful.
beautiful.
We will never take that away from her. Looks has nothing to do with
Talented.
it.
And that's why it's like, what is
It's
it?
what's not clicking,
Yeah.
because it's like, okay, yeah,
That's
you
why
just
I
not
think she want the bag.
you just not all the way here with. But
wanna
she
secure
also
it as many times
but
as
she also has
possible.
like making her own bag. Like, she's also a public
Yeah.
figure and an influencer at some point. So she's making her bag through social media, and then she's also making her bag a little bit through like child support and stuff like that. But it is one of those things where it's a little bit distasteful, because it's again, like, you out here having these babies, and these niggas out here producing these babies. Like, it's one of those things that's continuously happening.
Yeah.
And they probably look at her like, oh, I could get her to be my baby mama.
Yeah. They
Nah,
love it.
dudes
Men like
think
that.
like that.
Yeah,
I
that's,
know they
that's
do.
exactly how Jalen
And
Green.
know.
She can.
We
She
know.
will be your baby mama.
That's exactly how Jalen Green was thinking when he got Drea. Like, ooh, let me go
Yeah.
ahead and
Took
get
she
that
with
real
mama,
quick.
yeah.
Like, come on now. He was 21.
And it's crazy how many men, like, even like the Stefan thing didn't even surprise me that he would sleep with a woman that's 8 months pregnant, because I remember being pregnant in these streets, and these niggas still try, and that's sick.
They do.
The
None of
thing
that.
is, they say pregnant pussy is. Excuse
Anyway.
my language, but
It is. It is. And on that note,
did we want to do this last question before we wrap
Nah,
up?
we
or are
gotta
we
wrap
gonna-
it up.
Okay, well, we appreciate you guys
gotta
tuning
get home.
in to another episode of Voice It Podcast, the new black media, where we
Yeah.
try to keep it real with you not each and every week, because we're not here every week, but when we are here, we try to keep it real with you.
Yeah.
Yes, thank y'all for
We got a lot
I
of
was
updates.
not saying Bow Wow didn't have a bag. I just said for her, it probably wasn't.
She ain't want to get
Right.
She always about to get canceled. But to wrap it up,
She had that on her mind.
Bag, bro. What? No, I just didn't want to be
Asia.
misunderstood.
Yes.
we're not gonna be here before G-Ho. We're not gonna be back.
We're going to be here before Halloween, hopefully.
And we are on YouTube. I need y'all to go follow at
Yeah, go
Voice It
subscribe.
Pod. No, Voice It Live Pod. Go subscribe, y'all, because we got obviously some greater, better content coming to you guys.
For sure. But we do have some other episodes on there as well, so y'all check those out.
Check
So
out
y'all
our
can
last
definitely see the difference between then and now.
I'm gonna put it in there. At
Go ahead, turn that thing
no
off.
last season.
Well, y'all about to see the difference.
Y'all about to see the difference.
Yeah.
Content coming soon, baby.
All right, I'm putting it in here. Get it.
We
before
out.
We oop, I spelled that wrong. Whatever.
Go ahead, hit that.
65 comments.
Go ahead, hit that.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, hit that.
we done with live.